Have you ever been in a crowded room, minding your own business, when suddenly someone calls your name and demands you speak, perform, or defend yourself on the spot? In that moment, your heart might race, or your mind might freeze. For Sigma males, it's more than just an awkward pause. It's a clash with their very nature. Unlike the typical alpha or beta male, a Sigma male is a rare breed of men who don't have a need for social validation. They walk their own path, operate on their own timeline, and refuse to be pinned down by other people's expectations. So just what exactly is it about them being put on the spot that irritates them? In this video, I'll be discussing 10 reasons why Sigma males hate being put on the spot. Number 1. Instant need for control. Sigma males value self-determination above almost everything. When they're unexpectedly singled out in a conversation, meeting, or social gathering, they feel their carefully maintained sense of autonomy slipping away. It's as if someone barged into their personal bubble without permission. A Sigma prefers to decide when and how he engages with people. Being put on the spot robs him of that choice, causing an internal surge of irritation or even quiet anger. Because they're so private, they may have been analyzing the room or listening intently on the sidelines. But the instant they're forced to speak on cue, it flips a switch. They're no longer participants on their own terms. Instead of flowing with a conversation they chose, they're now reacting to an unwanted demand, and it goes against the self-governance they live by. Number 2. Need for strategic responses. Although Sigmas can think on their feet, they thrive when given time to formulate a response that's precise and meaningful. They don't like giving half-baked answers or spouting off quick replies just to fill silence. A Sigma male wants to ensure his words pack a punch, both logically and emotionally. When someone puts him on the spot, he's denied the opportunity to gather his thoughts. He may still come up with something clever, but it won't carry the same impact he would achieve with a moment to prepare. There's a reason people note how Sigmas deliver sharp insights or well-structured arguments. They often plan them mentally first. With forced spontaneity, that advantage is lost. This need for calculated precision extends beyond words. Even in demonstrations or presentations, a Sigma wants to be ready. If he's yanked into a situation without warning, it feels like a cheapening of his potential brilliance, and he resents it deeply. Number 3. Hyper-alert to social dynamics. A Sigma is always scanning the environment, evaluating who's in the room and what hidden motives they might have. When he's put on the spot, alarm bells go off. Why now? Why me? What's the payoff for them? These questions flash through his mind as he studies the individuals involved. Maybe they're trying to corner him into a swift agreement, trick him into revealing personal details, or show off at his expense. Sigmas see these ambush tactics coming because they've honed their ability to detect insincerity or manipulative behavior. Rather than letting the crowd's excitement carry them into a trap, they remain cool, dissecting every angle before saying a word. This vigilance can look like paranoia from the outside, but to a Sigma, it's simply the best defense against unexpected social chess moves. Number 4. Direct assertion of boundaries. Sigmas might appear reserved, but they won't shy away from confrontation when they feel blindsided or backed into a corner. If a Sigma senses that the situation is unfair, or that someone's trying to force a quick decision or confession, he'll state his boundaries loud and clear, even if that means being blunt or walking out. He might say, "This isn't the time or place for that," or just stare someone down before leaving them with an icy remark. This abrupt shutdown catches many off guard because they assume a quiet person won't push back. In reality, Sigmas can pivot from silent observer to firm enforcer of their personal rules in a heartbeat. Once they've decided the situation doesn't deserve their participation, they remove themselves from it without remorse. They'd rather maintain self-respect than appease the crowd. Number 5. Calm but icy reactions. One of the most striking things about Sigmas under pressure is how collected they appear. When forced into an awkward public spotlight, they often adopt a demeanor that's both measured and chillingly cool. Their faces might show minimal emotion, their tone might drop to a calm register, and their eyes may lock on the person who singled them out, sending an unspoken message. You don't control me. It can appear unemotional or even intimidating to onlookers. In truth, Sigmas process their feelings internally. Anger, frustration, or embarrassment might be flickering behind that neutral exterior, but they're adept at keeping it locked away. This contrasts sharply with people who get flustered or overtly defensive when challenged. A Sigma's ability to remain unmoved can unsettle those expecting a panicked or playful response. Number 6. Frustration with forced enthusiasm. Social norms often dictate that when you're singled out, whether for a toast, a spontaneous introduction, or a sudden performance, you should respond with an eager smile or a show of gratitude. Sigmas bristle at this. They refuse to fake excitement, passion, or joy just because everyone's watching. If they're not genuinely pleased about being called upon, they won't plaster on a grin to appease onlookers. This can come across as rude or aloof, but to the Sigma, it's about maintaining integrity. They believe it's better to show limited but authentic reaction than to perform a hollow display of enthusiasm. Feigning an emotion feels like a betrayal of self, so they choose the path of genuine, if subdued, expression instead. Number 7. Tendency to dismantle the question itself. Some Sigmas relish flipping the script when they're suddenly questioned. Rather than giving a straightforward answer, they might challenge the logic behind the question or the context in which it's posed. It's a strategic defense mechanism. Historical figures like Socrates were masters at turning questions back on the questioner, dissecting their assumptions. In a modern setting, a Sigma might say, "Before I answer, can you explain why this is urgent right now?" Or, "I'm curious about what you think this will accomplish." By doing so, he redirects pressure onto the person who ambushed him, forcing them to justify their motives. This not only buys him time to think, but also exposes any manipulative tactics lurking beneath the surface. People often walk away from these encounters feeling disarmed, realizing the Sigma has effectively taken command of the situation. Number 8. Rejecting emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is a common tactic in these put-on-the-spot scenarios. Someone might try to guilt a Sigma into responding with lines like, "Come on, we need you," or "Everybody's waiting for you to say something." But Sigmas, ever alert to psychological ploys, spot this a mile away. If they sense their feelings are being toyed with, or that someone is using a sob story or flattery to corner them, they won't give the desired reaction. Instead, they might respond with a calm refusal or simply shrug it off. It's not that they lack empathy. They just detest when emotions are weaponized for crowd entertainment or social leverage. They prefer genuine interactions over forced, manipulative ones, so they'll shut down any attempt to coerce them emotionally. Number 9. Standing firm, even if it makes others uncomfortable. There's a misconception that Sigmas are non-confrontational pushovers because they often keep to themselves. But when publicly challenged or pressured, they'll stand their ground in a way that can unsettle onlookers. They don't fear tension. They accept it as a natural consequence of protecting their boundaries. If people think a Sigma will fold under group pressure or yield to maintain harmony, they're in for a surprise. He'd rather let the room grow silent and awkward than compromise his principles. This firm stance can inspire respect from some and resentment from others. Either way, the Sigma doesn't budge. He values personal peace over performing for the crowd, which can leave an indelible impression. People remember the man who wouldn't be swayed by peer pressure or public spectacle. Number 10. Intentional delay tactics. Finally, Sigmas often seize control of these tense moments by slowing everything down. They might pause longer than usual, take a sip of water, or offer a measured silence before speaking. This is a deliberate power move that signals, "I decide the pace here, not you." In a society that worships instant reactions and rapid-fire exchanges, this calculated delay can be jarring. It disorients those who expect a quick, frenzied answer. Meanwhile, it allows the Sigma to gather his thoughts and maintain composure. By the time he finally responds, he commands the attention of everyone in the room, precisely on his own terms. It's a subtle but potent way to remind others that being singled out doesn't mean he's lost control. He's simply setting the tempo that suits him best. Sigma males stand apart because they refuse to let anyone dictate how, when, or why they speak. If you've ever felt that surge of inner resistance when thrown into the limelight, or if you've watched a calm, collected man handle an unexpected call-out with icy composure, you're seeing the Sigma in action. They don't perform on cue. They don't smile on demand. They speak on their own terms, if they decide to speak at all. Do you agree with the points I mentioned in this video? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. For more deep dives into the Sigma male mindset, be sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching and being a part of our community. If you're ready to continue your journey toward achieving greatness, hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. Click here to see why Sigma males avoid social gatherings.